Street corner, street corner, street corner, street corner. Street corner, street corner, street corner, street corner.
You're welcome to Street with U-Nice. Today on Street Corner.
Hello viewers, thank you very much. Thank you. We are here again with U-Nice&Teens reality talk show with this fascinating and interesting segment titled Street Corner. Today we will be having a special personality. When I mean special, he is very special in the person of Mr. Nice. We're already at his house. We're going to be having a chat with him as I introduce my presenter for the day. Stay tuned. God bless. Still on U-Nice&Teens Street Corner. This morning I have a special guest in the house. I wouldn't want to let the cat out of the bag, so I would want him to introduce himself specially. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're welcome to U-Nice&Teens.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Please, may we get to know you, sir?
I am known by so many names, but my name is Chibuzo Okadu, mostly known by everyone as Mr. Nice. I guess the name came by the good things I've been doing, and even when I was younger, and didn't fit and didn't wait.
Nice, very nice. Sir, can I get to know your relationship with my CEO?
Your CEO, so who that be?
That will be Mrs. U-Nice.
Oh, okay. I have to double check to be sure that so I don't make mistakes, you know what I mean? So she's more than words, and she's the woman that came into my life and made the meaning. You know, so I used to tell people that the first time I made money, right? If she was not there, this place would even be, you know. And she's my wife, the mother of my 3 beautiful kids, and she's amazing.
Wow,
it's amazing. And then they always say behind every successful man there's always a woman, and I'm proud to say I'm good to have her. She's the love of my life.
Wow.
I love her so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's good coming from you. And I can see how much you've been encouraging her because of the good work she's been doing. Because without your support, I don't think she would be here. So today we're going to talk about the teenage girl. So I'm going to ask you your take on some topics that we've actually talked about. Like, at what age do you think a girl should start dating?
That's a serious question, and a lot of people say this age and this age. For me, I feel there's a responsibility from the parents, which what I mean by that is that a mother and a teenage daughter should have a close relationship. And when a mother have a close relationship with her daughter, and her daughter is free to tell her anything. When your daughter tells you that, oh, I saw this guy, he was telling me things, and the mom can also say, oh, please be careful when they say things like this to you. But when the daughter is afraid to tell her mom, and that is when she's been taken advantage. So there's no age for what we're seeing right now. But as a parent, I would want my daughter to start dating when she's above 18. And I would want her to be able to come to me and tell me, Daddy, that this person that I like. And she's not afraid to tell me. When she's above 18, sure. I was talking to my daughter 3 days ago. She said she wants Facebook. I say you only have Facebook after your secondary school, maybe you're about to go to university. She's like, oh, I would say, I say yes, because then I know there's some things that you will not be exposed to right now. And so I just feel above 18, but it's still what we see around today. A girl of 14 is dating, a girl of 12 is dating. But most of these things there's no educating them on what they might be saying, and then the things that you will hear from a male teenager or an older man. And someone like me, right? I'm not saying I have all the money in the world. You know, I've seen teenagers who are 14 who tell me they like me. And I'll be like, you like me? And they say, yes, I love you. And I say, how old are you? She says, she's 14. Do you know what love is? You know, I don't just push them away, or I sometimes allow them come close to me. And sometimes people get wrong information about them, but I just want them to understand that all these guys who call you, they just want one thing.
Yeah.
And when they get that thing, then you become one of the things they go and tell their friends. So I believe that a teenage, when it's above 18, and when she's sensible to know the right and wrong, and not just right and wrong, you know that in the eyes of God, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And in the eyes of the elders and my parents, it's wrong. And they have to know that and let them choose.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. That's beautiful. I will ask you another take. What's your take on sex before marriage?
Sometimes when I say this, people say, why would you say that? It has advantage and disadvantages.
Okay.
First, I would say it's good to have sex before marriage. Biblically, it's wrong.
Yeah.
But there are some things that is very important when you get married. See this, you have to understand that the woman you're married to, you have to know her sex drive. If you marry a woman who she likes sex and you didn't know, you get married to her, at the end of the day, you don't satisfy her like you should, and that is when there's a problem, being unfaithful. While you're dating, you know this is the kind of woman she is. You're careful. Am I sure I want to get into this? Nobody wants to get into a marriage that at the end of the day, you're leaving the house, you're worried at your neighbors, because you know you can't satisfy her. You have to know that. And secondly, they say, oh, it's not okay to have sex before marriage, and it's supposed to be on your wedding day. A lot of people might not say this. On their wedding night, they get disappointed. At the end of the day, she'll be like, this is not how we were when we were dating. I didn't know you were like this. If I knew you were like this, I wouldn't commit myself. It has advantage and disadvantage. For me, I would think it's good too, because some people say, I leave it to God. Yes, God take control, but also you have to understand that sometimes God allows some things to happen.
Yeah.
And it's a merciful God too.
Yes,
there's some things you do and you say, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And He forgives you. But I'm not saying everyone out there to go and have sex before you get married, but it's important to, if you cannot do it, talk about it. And some people feel like it's not good to talk about sex because publicly you're committing sin already. But it's important that if you cannot have that intercourse, it's good to talk about it. You have to understand that you have to, most especially that sex drive. Some women cannot control it. Which I don't want to go into that, what I wanted to go deep into, but sometimes a woman have this, she can help it. And when the man, marriage is very, very trickish. Let's not go into that, but it is very important that you know some certain things before. Especially that sex thing is very important.
Yes. Okay. Now that brings me back to, you just said something and it just struck a chord in me. You talked about sex. You know, that's one thing parents run away from discussing with their teenage girls and their kids naturally. What's your take on that?
Okay, I have boys and I have girls. I have a girl. It will look awkward me discussing sex with my daughter. But sometimes I will tell my wife, you have to talk to her. She have to understand that it is. When my wife called me one time and she said, do you know your daughter started seeing period? I said, you shouldn't tell me that. I don't want to know. It's not something I want to know. That's your duty and you should take care of that. I might not be able to feel comfortable discussing that with me, with my daughter as a man. But I've always encouraged my wife to educate her on it.
Yeah.
You know, my wife used to tell me those days, she said her mom told her the first time she got period, her mom would say, if a man touches you, you're pregnant. The mom did not, elaborate that you have to have sex.
Yes.
But when he touches you, you're pregnant. And when you're pregnant, your life is ruined at your age. And that she was scared to go close to a man. And that helped her. I'm proud to have her as my wife, because before I married my wife, right, I could swear to anything that she would not cheat on me. I could swear. When I was in Malaysia, then my brother told me, when I was sending my people to go to see her people, my brother was telling me, my junior brother was saying, this girl, she's in university. You know what she did? I said I could swear that she will not do anything. I'm confident. She might be stubborn, but that part I can swear that she did. So I just believe in my family, and I just pray that God will help my daughter to be like her mom. And so, but I think it's important that to forget about the weirdness you think talking to your teenage daughter about sex is very important to do that. It might sound awkward, but you're doing it for your daughter.
You just hit me with the word. You just said you can swear. I wish we have seriously. I wish we have more of men coming out to say they can actually swear, because of the way the things have turned into. Now the girls they are loose out there. The teenage girls, no control. They do things that don't really make sense. I'm glad that you can actually vouch and swear for your wife. I'm really impressed. I'm truly impressed.
Thank you.
And it's part of what we're doing, so we can have a generation where the men can actually come out and talk about their girls or their wives with so much pride. You understand? We see that a lot of things going wrong these days. The women are not the kind of women that our mothers were.
Yeah.
The ladies are not the kind of ladies our mothers were. So everything seems to be changing. But I'm glad that we still have some few women and few men that can actually beat their chest and say, yes, I know I married a good wife.
Yes,
I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir. So I would want you to advise the teenage girls out there.
I could go on and say this about what and how, and see, the only thing I know is poverty is one reason why we have these teenagers doing some things. But the only advice I will give is there's only one thing a man wants from a teenage girl: not to build a future, but to destroy her. That's certain, because a grown man or boy, no matter how old he is, to want to have sex with a teenager, you're destroying her, because you expose her to some things that she's not supposed to be exposed to. So my advice is for the teenager, whatever any man or any boy is telling you, they're lying to you. They're not telling you the truth. All they want is just to find a way to get to sleep with you. And once they're done, yes, they might stick around for some time, but it will make you as a teenager become somewhere that you have to start changing men. Because if this guy did not treat you the way you expect him to treat you, it becomes normal for you to have sex with the next person. But if you are not exposed to that, and I advise you to always talk to your mom, talk to your parents. Some things that you see out there, and your friends too, they do. You want to be like, don't envy your friends. You want to be like them. Talk to your parents. Pray to God to help you, and make friends with people who have vision, people who want to make you be better. If you're around friends who all they want is to get dressed and go to parties, they are not your friends. Because look at those women, girls who are now older, the kind of life they're living. The kind of life they were living, and what have they become? I've seen a lot of women who started like that, having sex when they were younger, and when they're older, they might regret it, and some might be like, okay, I did it, but it still hits them. It's not a future you want for yourself. Listen to your parents, talk to your parents, avoid friends who will always put you into that spot. And most especially at these days, I went out to Prestige one Sunday, and I saw teenagers, they smoking. Girls were 15. I came back home. I told my wife I would take her one day there so she could see that she's not working. She should. I said she could see, because these teenagers, Jesus Christ, when they saw me like, Mr. Nice, Mr. Nice, they came around me. I couldn't say anything. I was just looking at them. You see, there's this one that dressed like a Deeper Life girl. She was there with them. And she was just sitting down.
She's new.
She's new. And the one who is taking her around is telling her, do this, do this. She was just sitting down. Why is she there? When you mix up with friends who will take you to places, before you know, you start enjoying what you see. So avoid friends like that for your future. Mind your book. Have vision. Have dreams. Women these days do things men cannot do. So as a young girl, dream to be big. Dream to do better than. If you have brothers, try to be better than them for the future. And God will help you.
Amen. Amen. Like, Mr. Nice, I can just listen to you go on and on and on. And it's like you're actually fetching from the depth of my heart. Like every little word that you've spoken today has so much power in it. It's really nice, really, really nice having you with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
I hope when we come to invite you again, you give us the time.
I'm always here.
Thank you very much.
I'm always here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
I want to appreciate everyone, the crew, the camera, and then everyone around, sitting around. I want to thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my beloved wife, for making me be on front of the camera today. Thank you very much. And then I appreciate you guys, and I pray that God will help you.
Amen.
Because what you're doing right now is not easy. And then I pray that God will strengthen you.
Amen.
To do work, and I'm happy to
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. So
Thank you.
That's the end of our segment. We hope to catch you next week when we bring you another new topic. Bye-bye.